Hi, my name's Nicola and today I'm going to show you how to make a really pretty kind of country cottage effect cupcake using our fabulous bow maker. Now the bow maker, you're not just restricted to decorating large cakes, you can also decorate cupcakes, cookies, a whole range of different projects. So I'm going to show you a step-by-step tutorial on exactly how you can stencil and then decorate your cupcake using the bow maker. Now just here you can see absolutely everything that I need to use to decorate this really pretty kind of country cottage cupcake that we've got here. Now what I've used for the background is I've actually used the knitted stitch A6 stencil, and then what I've done is I've made a little double bow to go on top of it, and I've secured it on the bottom so it actually looks like a little present. So this is perfect to give to somebody as like a gift. It's a really nice design, you can use it all year round. Be great for sort of Christmas presents or birthday presents. And this is everything that you need here to be able to make it. So to start, I'm just going to roll out my fondant icing. I'm just using a white fondant here, so it just kind of shows that you can use any colour you like. And I'm just softening it up to start with, just to make it nice and pliable. And then using a non-stick mat and a rolling pin, I'm just going to roll out my fondant. And I'm going to place my stencil over the top, just holding that in place, and then I'm going to roll again from top to bottom. That's going to hold it in place. It will also emboss the design into it as well, so I now know that when I stencil it's not going to move anywhere. Now to colour it, I'm going to use a luster powder. I'm going to pick out this really nice red colour, and just using a soft bristled brush, I'm just going to pop a little bit of luster in the lid. And then I'm just going to brush that over the top of my stencil. And depending on how much luster you add will depend on what kind of rich colour you end up with at the end. So you can build up your layers to get a really bright, vibrant colour. And because I'm just using this for one cupcake, what I'm going to do is just concentrate on colouring one particular area, so that I don't waste any of my colouring. I'm not going to add any extra luster where I don't need it, and then that will prevent me from having to waste the remaining icing as well. So I can just use the cutter, which is the same diameter as my cupcake, just to give me an indication of where I need to colour. So I can see I need to add a little bit more colour to either side, just there. Just going to check it again, and that's perfect. Then I'm just going to peel my stencil off, and that will reveal your design underneath. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the design out using a cutter that's the same diameter as my cupcake, and then just remove the excess icing. You can reuse that again. There's very little luster powder that's actually gone into that. So now that this is cut out, it's ready to attach to the top of my cupcake. So all I would do is just apply a little bit of buttercream or jam or royal icing to the top of my cake, use a palette knife, and then just place it on top. And then I would just pop that to one side just to allow the icing to set, so that you don't create an impression in it when you apply your bow at the end. Now I'm going to make the bow. We're going to start off by making this outer bow, and then we make the one on the inside afterwards, and we attach them together. So using my bow maker, I'm going to take a piece of really soft, nice kind of white organza ribbon. I'm just going to catch it in the notch on the left hand side, and then work my way across. Now see, there's different sizes that you can apply. You can use them. It would then depend on what size your bow comes up at the end. So for an example, the bow that I've used on the outside just here is using this second notch from the inside here. If I was to go one smaller, which I'll use for this particular bow, I would then just need to make sure that I apply it to the same side again. So you can see just there that I'm working my way across, and I'm just coming in so that I've got it the same distance on either side. Then I'm just going to push this section to one side and then pull my ribbon end through that hole there, and this is going to create the knot. Then if you turn it over and just check and make sure it's all in the right direction and that you're happy with how the front looks, and then just turn it back again, and then just pull it really tightly, and then just tie a knot in the back. Okay, we don't need any tails for this particular designs, so we'll literally just cut those off. And then all you need to do is just slide your bow off the bow maker and just open it out, and then you've got a perfect bow. So I'm going to place that one to one side, and you can see that this one is one size smaller because I've used the further notch in. So when I work on the gingham ribbon, I'm going to go in again, which then gives me that little bit of extra so that you can see the design and the shape of the one at the back. So I'm going to place this to one side. I'm then going to take my gingham ribbon. I'm going to keep it on the reel as well, so I don't need to waste any of my ribbon by cutting pieces off. And I'm just going to keep this in here. So again, same process as before. Hold it with your left hand, and then we're going to go one in on the one that we use. So the smallest bow I'm going to show you how to do. And then we're going to make a double bow with this one. So making sure that I've got enough ribbon, I'm just going to work my way around the back and then around again. And I need to make sure that I've got enough ribbon that's going to wrap underneath the cupcake as well. And that's the great thing about keeping this on the reel, is that you can adjust it as you go. So just going to go back on there again to create my double bow and back up through the middle. And this time, when I come back up, before I make the knot, I'm going to actually attach the bow to the back of it and then tie it in place, so that when we actually knot our two lengths of ribbon at the back, it's actually going to hold that white bow in place. So all I'm going to do is literally just tie a bow on the back. I'm just holding that in place to make sure it sits in the middle. Just tie that really tightly. We also need to make sure that these lengths of ribbon are facing in this direction so that we can apply it around the sides of the cupcake once we've taken it off. Then just turn it over and check you're happy with the front, and then just slide it off the bow maker. So you're now ready to apply your little bow onto the top of your cupcake. So with the double bow, all I've done here is I've just separated those out so you can see the definition, giving it a nice full bow. And then all I'm going to do is literally just take my cupcake and then just turn over, and onto the back I'm just going to apply a little bit of double-sided tape to each of the ends. I'm going to position this so that it's in the centre of my cupcake, and then just holding that in place, I'm just going to work my ribbon round and then just attach that to the bottom of the cake. And then for a little finishing detail, I've just got this really cute little heart-shaped embellishment. You could either buy this ready-made or you can make some out of fondant. Just use a brush and a little bit of edible glue, and then I'm just going to attach that, and there you have it.